Well, howdy, folks. Moonglow here. You know, I was watching one of Deborah Joy's videos where she was explaining about her marriage, her relationship. And I thought to myself, man, how similar. I, too, was married 6 times. Twice for love. Twice for love. I ended up having 6 kids altogether. The years between my oldest and my youngest is 24 years. Actually, my oldest was in the labor room with me when I was in labor with Dakota. And I looked over at him because he had no children yet. He had no children. And I told him, I said, you know, it should be your wife sitting here with you there rather than your mother. Well, that was a long time ago. That was 32 years ago. I don't regret my marriages per se. I made a choice. You know, you got to live with your choices, whether they turned out good or they turned out bad. You've got to live with them. And you can't let them dominate the rest of your life. You have a bad relationship does not mean that there isn't somebody out there that's going to make you so happy. I can honestly say that. Because I had made up my mind when I married my last husband. I had made up my mind never to date again, never to marry or have a relationship. And then I met my husband 6 years before we got married. That was the best thing I ever met in my life. He was the kindest, most loving, most amazing man I could have ever dreamed of. I met him in a karaoke. And the song he sang, when the first song I heard him sing was White Wedding Day. And I was in awe. I was in awe. After that, I made sure that I would show up the night of karaoke just to see him. We became friends, but I never told him what I felt. I used to always make sure there was a chair right next to me. Come here, sit here, Wes. You can sit here. Yeah. We became very close friends, very good friends. All platonic. When I moved away from the town where I met him, every week we would talk to each other, every week. And then I moved back to Arizona. And from there I went to Oregon. When I come back from Oregon, I got a phone call from an acquaintance that said, Wes is in the hospital. Where? The VA. Well, being where he lived at, I figured Prescott. She said, no, not Prescott. Phoenix. Well, hell, I was in Phoenix. So I got in my car and I hightailed it to the VA hospital. When I got there, when I got to his room, they were just wheeling him in after going through some tests. And when he looked over at me and he saw me there, he didn't have to say anything else. Just didn't have to say anything else. He made me so happy with that wonderful smile. So glad to see me. A couple of days later, he tells me he had a dream the night before, and in that dream, we got married. I said, yeah, that'll be the day. That'll be the day. Next day, the doctor came in, and she came to give him the prognosis of his test and all. So she looked over at me and she said, are you a relative? And I said, no, ma'am. And he said, oh, yeah, this is my fiance. We're fixing to get married. And I'm like, huh? What? What? Nah, he didn't say that. So she gave the prognosis, which was not good at all. Not good at all. He didn't have much time left. He was eaten up with cancer. But he said to me, will you marry me? I would have never said no. Never. So on April 17th, 2016, we got married. We had a hippie wedding. Yeah, we had a hippie wedding. And 2.5 months later, he passed away. July 13th, he passed away. It was a short marriage, but it was the most beautiful, peaceful, loving, caring marriage I had ever had. So, yeah, Deborah Jo, I can relate with you at times. I really can. I miss him. I miss him terribly. And maybe one of the reasons I'm on the road and traveling is a way of escaping. Right now, I'm very close to where we used to live. Very close. But anyway, enough of that. I'm not gonna, no tears. In life, we have good relationships and bad ones. All of mine weren't bad. They were just not meant to be. This last one, it was meant to be. Anyway, friends, like, share, comment, and subscribe. I thank you. Peace.